The corruption song completely broke the physical forms, emotions, and minds of all of the gems who were unlucky enough to get hit by the ultimate diamond attack at the end of the gem war. Yet at the same time, the show would actually give us a ton of evidence from as early as the season 1 episode titled Monster Buddies that a select few of the corrupted gems were shockingly capable of being tamed and even trained, even though they were still trapped within their corrupted forms. Do you remember when Jasper would get stuck on the earth and decide to just straight up become one of the greatest Pokemon trainers of all time? But then she would be forced to learn the exact same lesson that our boy Steven had earlier on with Centipede.
But wait! There's more!
Steven!
This is the worst!
Which was the depressing fact that while it technically is possible to train the corrupted gems, actually managing to keep them in their trained state for long periods of time was a completely different story.
Nobody I fuse with ever wants to stay.
Priceless. There are some things money can't buy.
Well, that entire storyline could have apparently been very, very different if our girl Jasper found a way to get her grimy little hands on a couple of these puppies, but I'm getting ahead of myself. It literally always pains me to say this out loud, but Steven Universe was cancelled after only 5 seasons by Cartoon Network. And while Rebecca Sugar and the rest of the Crewniverse would unfortunately be forced to cut the overarching story of the show a season or 2 shorter than they reportedly would have preferred, it's definitely worth keeping in mind that Rebecca Sugar and the Crewniverse were amazingly still able to complete most of the storylines that they planned to when the series was originally greenlit all the way back in 2012, with a few massive unforgivable exceptions.
This is all very nice, but it doesn't solve the mystery.
Steven Universe at an Origins, a book that was lovingly put together by the creative minds behind the show, revealed that the entire team would frequently play 2 really well thought out writing games called Designer Gem and Design Gem Technology. Bruh. So, can you guess what they were about? Yeah, but I mean, the wildest part about these 2 writing games is easily the fact that both of them would surprisingly lead Rebecca Sugar and the Crewniverse to coming up with storylines that they would actually choose to include into the show itself. So today, in preparation for Lars of the Stars, a show that might very well choose to take inspiration from some of these original ideas and concepts, we're going to be speculating on the capabilities of the 8 pieces of gem machinery that were conjured up during the Design Gem Technology writing game, continuing right where we left off with the impossible existence of the corrupted gem caller.
But they've become corrupted and broken. We have to take care of them, subdue them, contain them. It's the best we can do for them for now.
Yeah, I'm not messing around when I say this either, based on the fact that Peridot would reveal to us during the season 4 episode titled The Kindergarten Kid that corruption was entirely unique to the Earth.
Are corrupted gems not like this on Homeworld?
We don't have anything like this on Homeworld.
A bold claim that would get proven to have been true by both Blue and Yellow Diamond when they were trying to heal Centipede with their powers during the season 5 episode titled Legs from Here to Homeworld.
What am I looking at?
Then it should be canonically impossible for something with the capabilities of a corrupted gem caller to exist during the events of the first 2 shows. Because how in the world could the Gem Empire create these things to begin with if the existence of corrupted gems were entirely unique to the Earth and wouldn't be discovered by Homeworld until thousands of years later? Plus, I'm sure that we should all be able to agree that our boy Steven wouldn't exactly be that excited about the idea of allowing Homeworld to work on developing the corrupted gem callers during Era 3. Especially now that it's possible for corrupted gems to be healed relatively easily.
My mind is the internet. I know every continuity mistake ever made on television.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that the corrupted gem caller can be invented in the present day during the events of Lars of the Stars by a group of rogue gems who are trying to even the playing field. Just like Jasper was attempting to do before she was corrupted herself. We've gotten plenty of proof during the epilogue series that seems to heavily imply that while our boy Steven and the rest of the crystal gems would be able to find the cure for corruption, that that definitely didn't mean that every gem that got corrupted on the planet at the end of a gem war is already healed. I mean, Steven Universe future literally opens with a corrupted gem being healed inside of a temple, and the epilogue series is set about 2 years after the events of our main show, which further reinforces this idea. And this makes a ton of sense, right? Because some of our corrupted gems are unable to keep a physical form.
Okay. Shh. I've got you.
Some of them are hiding on the ground. And some of them are just straight up invisible. Plus, you know, it's not like Steven and the rest of the crystal gems were able to get their hands on the Spyzer Visor, a powerful piece of gem technology that would have helped them have an easier time finding more corrupted gems. Alright, so the Spyzer Visor is described as being a very useful piece of wearable gem tech that was capable of allowing the gem that had it on to be able to see the power levels of other gems, as well as gaining the ability to sense how sad they were.
What a sick joke!
Next up on our list of unused pieces of gem technology, we have the Geminator Rex, an attachment that has the power to force the wearer into a super aggressive training world. A training world that leads said wearer to transforming into an absolute master at combat by literally driving them to the brink of insanity. And if that description wasn't horrifying enough for you, then the initial idea to showcase the capabilities of this piece of gem tech in the present day was to have Steven try it on, become the best fighter on the team for a couple of episodes, and then lose his mind? Okay, what the actual fuck?
We don't do that here.
When a gem is corrupted, they lose the ability to properly control their bodies, emotions, and minds. And when a gem is cracked, they also lose the ability to properly control their bodies, emotions, and minds. But shattering has always been such a deeply disturbing idea on the show, a state of being that used to mean the definitive end for a gem before Steven would resurrect Jasper during the epilogue series, of course. But these next two unused concepts for pieces of gem technology, being the Shatter one and the Gem Disintegrator, genuinely make shattering feel even more gruesome than you could possibly ever imagine. Alright, so the Shatter one, being fairly straightforward, allows the user to be able to blast an extremely powerful ray of light that is said to spread everywhere and shatter gems on contact. Similarly to how gem destabilizers were created for Homeward soldiers to be able to utilize a self-contained version of Yellow Diamond's signature attack, the Shatter one was created for Homeward soldiers to be able to utilize the destructive power of a completed version of the Ultimate Diamond attack that was supposed to have gone off at the end of a gem war, and probably would have if Pink Diamond was involved. Now the Gem Disintegrator is straight up just a shredder for gems that guarantees permanent death by ensuring that every piece of a victim's gemstone is, and I quote, pulverized into dust, which is beyond terrifying.
Calm down, son, it's just a drawing.
Next up, the Pizzow is basically just a slice of pizza with a gemstone implanted inside of it that has the ability to give anyone who eats it a bellyache.
What?
And we also have the Finger Tipler, a glove that gives the wearer the unique ability to stretch their fingertips to an infinite length. So there's that. The 8th entry on this list is the Tri-Phosoles, and it kind of looks like what would happen if someone decided to use a gemstone to power up a lamp. I mean, it has a plug and everything. But anyway, the Tri-Phosoles is explained to have been able to allow the user to see the thoughts of a nearby target, and Steven is shown to have tested this out on Lars by making sure that he was dreaming about Sadie, so that tracks.
Lars!
What are you talking about?
We won't be able to leave until you work out your feelings towards Sadie.
Sounds good. Doesn't work.
It's possible that Last of Us Stars will choose to include some of these unused concepts for gem technology into its story, or maybe even take some inspiration from a couple of their unused gem designs that I'll be covering in a future video. For now, I'd love to read your thoughts and ideas on this discussion, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to find out if any of these older plans for the show will be brought to the forefront again sooner rather than later.